abakungu b'ekibiina, oyo ye kandidate waffe 226 awuubira ku bantu ku bamemba b'NRM. You are most welcome, Your Excellence, to the closure of the National Conference. He has been received by the Secretary General Richard Todong, Ambassador Barbara Nekesa, the National Treasurer, and the Deputy National Treasurer, Jacqueline Chatraire. Your Excellency, we want to thank you so much for being a leader with stamina, a leader with resilience. He's our candidate 2026, duly nominated and endorsed by the Central Executive Committee, the National Executive Council, and the National Conference of the NRM. So we shall remain standing and have the anthems. Let's have a prayer by Honorable Mike Sebalu.
We request that we get ready for the prayer. The grace, please, for our chairman of the NRM party, for all leaders of NRM party, for all the delegates here assembled, for all our supporters across the country, and for this, our last day of the delegates conference, we do thank you, Lord. And all of us say, Amen.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mike Sebalu. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and the National Chairman of the National Resistance Movement, our distinguished leaders in government, distinguished leaders in our party, our visiting delegations, the members of the National Conference, ladies and gentlemen, you are most welcome once again to the closing day of the first meeting of the 4th National Conference of the National Resistance Movement. We want to thank you so much for the whole of yesterday that we had. But in a special way, dear delegates, allow me to thank our national chairman for his stamina, for his resilience, for his revolutionary zeal and commitment to the development of our party and our country. He was here at 11 a.m. in the morning. He spent the day with us. He spent the whole night with us, and he left at 4:15 a.m. in the morning. Your Excellency, that's an inspiration to all of us. That's an example and the guidance that we must, of necessity, emulate from you. So today's agenda, sir, is a brief one. We are going to humbly request you to call the meeting to order. To call the meeting to order, and then the Secretary General will be coming to welcome you and to lead us in this next session.
Hello, hello, hello. You can hear me? You can hear me? Hello. I call the meeting to order, and I ask the Secretary General to present his comments.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We are now receiving the Secretary General of the NRM, the Right Honorable Richard Todwong Awan. We continue to thank him and the entire organizing committee for leading us to ensure that we have had a very, very successful national conference, right from the Central Executive Committee to the National Executive Council and to the SIG conferences, and indeed to this national conference. Right Honorable Todwong, we want to thank you so much for your commitment, for the way that you have led us as a team. We have worked together under your leadership, and we shall continue to.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, the Vice President, members of the Central Executive Committee of the party, ministers who are here, members of Parliament, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. We welcome you to the last day of our conference. It's been a long week, and I know many of you are asking to go back home. We want to keep this brief so that by 3 o'clock we close the conference officially. But allow me to thank all of you individually and collectively for keeping around and keeping strong up to this time. Your Excellency, from the time we started internal party activities, we have moved through registration process and the update of the register of the party. We went through elections of the party structures. We went through primaries. We expressed interest for members of Parliament and the various leadership of the party. We went for SEC meeting. We went for NEC meeting. we came for the conference, we held a special interest group conference, and today we are closing that first part of the journey. We shall communicate the other programs before you leave today. Your Excellency, with your permission, yesterday I introduced our visitors, and I feel it is important that to say a few statements of solidarity with the National Resistance Movement Party. Our dear guests, I will be reading the names of your party one by one, and you come with your delegation to greet the members of NRM with the permission of our national chairman. I will start with the African National Congress, ANC, which is headed by the Deputy Secretary General. May I invite the Right Honorable Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, together with all the delegation from the African National Congress Party of South Africa, to come and greet the resistance movement members. But allow me ask you members, as the Secretary General comes, to in a special way clap your hands. You by last night, midnight, you were already sleeping. But the national chairman kept guarding the party up to 5 in the morning, this morning. He left this ground at 5 in the morning. All that the party should be firm and organized. Thank you so much. The powerful team coming is a team from African National Congress. We share a lot in common. We learn from them, they learn from us. We want to deepen this relationship and to move it to another level. Secretary General, you are most welcome.
Thank you very much, Comrade Secretary General. It is with deep humility and great honor that I stand before you today at the invitation of the National Resistance Movement under the stewardship of your national chairperson and the President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Comrade President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and you, Secretary General, Comrade the Right Honorable Richard Todong. We bring here revolutionary greetings from the African National Congress, its leadership led by President Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, members and the people of South Africa. We gather not just as comrades of different nations, but as sisters and brothers bound by a shared history of struggle, of sacrifice and solidarity. The ANC holds with profound reverence the role that Uganda played during the dark days of apartheid in South Africa. It was here on Ugandan soil that the armed wing of the African National Congress, Umkhonto weSizwe, found sanctuary, received training, and was strengthened to carry forward the struggle for liberation of our people. For this, as the ANC and the people of South Africa, we remain forever indebted to you, the people and the leadership of Uganda. Our two movements, the ANC and the NRM, are more than political organizations. We are torchbearers of Africa's liberation traditions, repositories and resilience, shared values of Pan-Africanism, self-determination, and the unyielding that the destiny of Africa must be shaped by Africans themselves. Today we celebrate the achievements of the NRM in consolidating your independence, your stability, as well as we equally reaffirm that the NC stands shoulder to shoulder with you in advancing the broader struggle for Africa's renewal. Resonates with our own commitment, but it is also a lesson to us to defend South Africa's freedom and democracy against the threat of neocolonialism and imperialism. Here today affirms the timeless truth that African unity is not a luxury but a necessity. The challenges we face, Comrade National Chairman, as you presented your political overview yesterday, and as you were listening, to us it was like you were presenting the challenges of South Africans, and giving us hope through what the NRM is doing back home and regain the lost ground as the African National Congress. The vision articulated in the African Union's agenda, it is a vision that both the ANC and the NRM must embrace and together champion with our sisters from all liberation movements in support and in solidarity with humanity throughout the world. We have to remain vigilant against persistent spectre of neocolonialism. We have also learned out of this conference how internal electoral democracy, also learning from many others and from our own setback, electoral interference, economic domination, cultural subjugation for the full emancipation of a nation and the continent. We are here today, comrades, reminded that liberation is not a process. Political independence must translate into economic freedom, social justice, and human dignity, not only by the victories of the past, but by the progress we deliver today. And we are here to say, congratulations, NRM, a lesson learned and a lot to be learned, and we can make Africa the Africa we want. As two historic liberation movements, many of our fellow brothers and sisters who are here with us today, where there is shifting global power relations, we need as Africans not to be a passive spectator in these dynamics. We have to unite. We have to be like Museveni, like Tambo, like Nyerere, and work together and demand a fairer and a much more just world order, not because we are recipients, but because we feed the world and we can make the world to be a better place as united Africans. We salute the NRM and its leadership for remaining true to the ideals of the African struggle. Let us march together as partners in the struggle. Let us not leave young people and women behind. Let us make them to become the beneficiaries of our historical past, but leaders and champions of tomorrow, learning from those who came before them. On behalf of the ANC, we once again extend heartfelt appreciation to the leadership and membership of the NRM, to the people of Uganda, and to you, His Excellency, Comrade President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for your continued friendship, solidarity, and partnership. May our bonds grow stronger. May our struggles be more united. And may your victory give us hope. Long live the National Resistance Movement. Long live the African National Congress. Long live international solidarity. Long live the people of Uganda. Amandla!
Wow. NRM, can we give a big round of applause to ANC? Asante sana. As we prepare to receive RPF, I request the Secretary General of RPF with the delegation from Rwanda to come and make these African revolutionary parties share very common similarities with NRM because we all speak about destiny of Africa, decolonization of our mentors, our founding fathers, to guide the young generation of the revolutions, to be sure that we need to keep our... Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade General, to invite us to this stage. Your Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Chairperson of the National Resistance Movement, Honorable Vice Chairperson, Honorable Secretary General, distinguished members, leaders, comrades, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Good morning. It is indeed a great honor and privilege RPF Inkotanyi to address this distinguished gathering of the National Resistance Movement. On behalf of His Excellency, I extend warm and fraternal greetings to you. Your Excellency, Mr. President, the bond between the RPF and the NRM is not merely political. It is historical, it is identity and emancipation of our respective peoples. It is a well-rooted in our shared pro-people-centeredness approach to national governance. We are brothers and sisters in struggle. We have been forged in the fires of resistance against oppression and united by a commitment to self-reliance, Pan-Africanism, and transformational leadership. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the legacy of NRM as a liberation movement has evolved into a legacy of innovation, of resilience, and of sustained economic empowerment. This again, Your Excellency, was a shared call of our time to build our nations that are sovereign, not only in politics, but also in thoughts, ideology, and technology and economy. The NRM is therefore more than a political organization. Movement making the thing yellow. That transformed into an incredible nation-building force. To this, allow me, Mr. President, to congratulate you on your visionary leadership and people-centered governance in shaping a prosperous future for Uganda. Excellency Chairman, distinguished lady, migration is not a choice. It is a necessity. Allow me to reiterate our support to NRM Uganda's spirit to champion African solutions to African problems through homegrown policies embedded in your national values, commitment to strengthen the East African community as a platform for economic growth, security, Your Excellency, distinguished delegates, as I conclude, allow me to mention that RPF Inkotanyi remains steadfast in its solidarity with NRM. As you of NRM journey, we wish to stand with you, and we wish you a successful presidential campaign as you renew your commitment in advancing Uganda's development and sovereignty. The Rwandan Patriotic Front is ready to work with you this next chapter as we both continue to work on peaceful Africa. Let me end with these words that are often echoed in movement. We didn't come this far to only come this far. There is still much to do. The task and vision. Your Excellency, sir, let me conclude here and wave to the RPF Inkotanyi. Long live to Pan-African unity. I thank you very much.
May we give a befitting round of applause to RPF. Asa Tisana. Thank you, Comrade Secretary General of RPF. Very focused leaders. Your Excellency, as the Secretary General of UDA comes, that I remind you, when we were student leaders and you mobilized us,
we aspired and toiled for a prosperous Africa. Our paths, dear comrade, have once again crossed. Richard Todwong, as Secretary General of the NRM, and I, colonial division that separates us. Here in the East, there will be no Ugandans, Kenyans, Tanzanians, Rwandans, Burundians, as we defend our people. The NRM has metamorphosed over time into one of Africa's liberation movement that is most the decades steered NRM and Uganda through challenging tides and with clarity of purpose and Pan-African commitment, thus making Uganda a beacon of political stability, economic resilience, Pan-Africanism, socio-economic transformation, and democracy. These principles have not only transformed Uganda's internal governance, but have also made NRM a pillar of regional diplomacy. UDA and NRM share a firm belief in sovereignty and ideological manipulation to promote NRM, the UDA, and all the parties that wish to liberate Africa. As we gather here in Kampala, we are not just celebrating the strength of the NRM, dreams of our people, the ideological unity of our movements, and the duty we owe to our next generation. In the words of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere, unity will not make shares in your aspirations as you leap into a middle-income economy, and say also as we leap into an East African Federation in the years to come, so that before we all part, long live East Africa! Long live Africa! Thank you all for God, our continent, and my country. Thank you very much. Office of the Secretary General, Sebastian Mwangangi. And I have given the protocol of the NRM gifts. Africa, away! Africa, away! God bless you.
thank you, comrade. Burundi is another country and the party that we work with closely. We thank them so much for them against. Madam, you're most welcome.
NRM oye! Pamoja na wananchi wa Burundi kwa ujumla. Tatu, tunawapongeza kwa hatua ya kidemokrasia. Ujumbe huu umeongozwa na mjumbe na mbunge Beni Nyerurahinda ambaye ni mshauri wa katibu mkuu chama tawala nchini Burundi.
Relationship to build a stronger party-to-party relationship, relationship as we continue working together. Next, we have Sahrawi Republic.
فخامة الرئيس باسم قيادة ومناضلين جبهة البوليزاريو وباسم الشعب الصحراوي وأصالة عن نفسي أود أن أكون هنا في بلدكم الجميل لولة إفريقيا ممثلا لشعبي وبلدي ليشارككم هذه اللحظة التاريخية وبناء تاريخها المعاصر. ومنذ ذلك الحين الشعب الأوغندي العظيم عملي هذا الصدد فخامة الرئيس لا يزال الشعب الصحراوي يعتمد على دعمكم وتضامنكم ومناصرتكم المعهودة حتى تحقيق كامل مبادئ وأهداف الاتحاد الإفريقي على نهج الآباء المؤسسين واستكمالا لمسيرة تحرير قارتنا الحبيبة وتصفية الاستعمار منها. شكرا جزيلا لكم. عاشت الحركة الوطنية للمقاومة، عاشت أوغندا في سبيل الله والوطن.
NRM oye! NRM oye! For God and my country.
Let me tell you. The speaker's message is being translated. I could tell you are wondering how you could clap. Me, I was following, but you are not clapping with me. The sign language interpreter was also stuck, like me. That is why you should learn many other languages. May the speech be translated for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General of the party NRM, for helping. His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the National Resistance Movement NRM, Your Excellencies, distinguished member of government and parliament, Uganda, my colleagues in national media, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellency, I would like to convey to Your Excellency and to the brotherly people of Uganda the greetings of your brother, His Excellency, and the President, Mr. President, our main thanks for this kind invitation. It is a great honor which embodies the strength and continuity of the struggle waged by the national resistance movement of NRM under your wise leadership and with the visionary guidance that profoundly transformed the country and its contemporary history since then, the National Resistance Movement, NRM, of the great Ugandan people has consolidated a comprehensive recovery process and brought about a far-reaching transformation of the social ties that bind us to the Ugandan National Resistance Movement in particular, and to the African National Liberation Movement in general, in our common struggle against our foreign. Our father leaders, past and present, such as Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela, Julius Nyerere, Robert Mugabe, until all its people are liberated, including your brotherly people, the Sahrawi people. In this regard, your excellency, and the objectives of the African Union, following the path of the founding fathers and completing the process of liberation. Long live for national resistance, long live Uganda, for good and manufacturing. Asante sana.
Two more speeches and we shall move to the next program. We have Venezuela and SPLM. See, our chairman is admired by many. We have got apologies from Zani Centers, apologies, Frelimo of Mozambique. And so most of these revolutionary parties look at NRM as a symbol of unity, firmness, and commitment to the
Nrm Oye, Museveni Oye. He's Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, chairman of the National Resistance Movement. Honorable Secretary General, members of National Center Committee, distinguished international delegates. Dear Maria, greeting for the land of the Libertador, Simón Bolívar and Hugo Chávez Frías. From the President Party of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro Moros, and other members on the leaderships in the organization of the Uganda people to direct our destiny. PCUs of national sovereignty and the promotion of youth and pluripolar work based on mutual respect and determination and social cooperation. The Bolivarian diplomacy of peace promoted by President Nicolás Maduro Moros, such as NRM, that defend sovereign social and regional integration. The historical ties that unite Africa and Venezuela are wrought in shared struggle for independence and sovereignty. Our ties are not only historical and cultural, but also political and stretched. Today, more than ever, we are called to build together a new international order. In particular, Venezuela and Uganda have been building relations of cooperation and mutual understanding, based on respect for sovereignty continent as a force for regional integration, peace and development, and reiterate our will as witness our victorious in Venezuela. Thank you. In the regard we are facing an aggressive escalation unprecedented in recent years, military deployment and psychological and media war. I met a sharing of government recycled and failed in the past. From Venezuela, we call for action and solidarity. We are the international based on onlys and will call for the unity of people and sovereign governments to stand firm with the NRM is committing to national comrades. Our stance as revolutionary forces is to stand
to strengthen in bilateral and multilateral formats, including within the Russia framework. We look forward to the deepening of multifaceted
NRM Secretary General, all delegates to the National Conference, on behalf of the SPLM and people of South Sudan, I convey to you special greetings from the chairman to be a part of this great historic move and effort of building Pan-African agenda to liberate, coming to do specific party functions, enduring all party programs, and each one of you would have known the duties and tasks you will carry to build not only the party itself through many phases. Today's conference is one of the best, which both party cadres and national programs are. Others succumb to failures. Let unity lead in all these processes. Never divide of choices your constituencies have affecting the gains as we make a quantitative leap into the high middle income status. In your journey to implement the above, party election theme in the manifesto in both SPLM and NRM, President shared future that is very fundamental. To achieving the true African unity and continental peace. Ago, since the day of NRM took up arms to fight for the democratic transformation of Uganda, many party organs conducted several meetings and conferences to validate representing the voice of the needy who seek for better services in the districts and villages up to the parish. In Africa to say, in political scenes, demand better work for the people. We are all should not distract better work for the people. We are all should not distract us from development. By coming together at this conference you are securing the future of the people of Uganda, East Africa, and the NRM leadership to support general election in December in 2026. Join hands with South Sudan to fight terrorism and build a democratic Pan-African terrorism and build a democratic Pan-African agenda, and the people of Uganda to support democratic general election in December 2026. We must stand together and reject obnoxious policies in any forum among Pan-African political foundation based on respect for one another and mutual benefit and cooperation. Here I have our delegation composed of.
It's been a lovely day, and then the Master of Ceremonies will pick up from there. We shall be reading the resolutions of the conference.
Your Excellency, that Nrm may not be here. From Gulu, they are here. Your render simply means the path is clear. Your path, Your Excellency, 2026 is very clear. Here.
Because it's DJ Shafiq Waves.
Itesos be ready. Karamajoms be ready. Ha ha. We're all going to test how you dance. Banyoros be ready. I want to do this in an orderly manner. May you move to the floor. Uganda is blessed by nature. Can we have something from Ankole Chikezi Ujoro? Conference at KOLOLO National Ceremonial Ground, having taken full and comprehensive stock of our progress and challenges as the nation and people over the last 5 years and trajectory into the future, rightfully proud of our identity and purpose as one of the liberation movements of Africa, August 2025, the inspiring keynote address of the national chairperson, clearly reflective chairperson as a strategic visionary document of the movement, reflecting our revolutionary past and a transformation of the national chairperson on critical points in the development of the country, including value addition, the move into a knowledge economy. We also note that the peace we have, one, peace and stability of Africa, East Africa and Uganda, development agenda that should be pro-people as we empower them to supply the necessary inputs to industrialization. Number 4, to reaffirm our commitment to. Number 5, to most warmly welcome the leaders from the fraternal and revolutionary parties who have joined us today, namely the African National Congress, the RPF, the UDA, the CDD Party of Burundi, Sahrawi Republic, the Venezuela Party, SPLM, SPLA, the Russian Party, and also receive apologies from ZANU-PF, MPLA, Prosperity Party of Ethiopia, and Front for National Liberation of Algeria. To unanimously adopt the report of the Secretary General as an operational working document of the movement. Number 7, to strongly condemn criminality, bribery, and any kind of electoral malpractice, and further to endorse the urgent investigation of related reports. Number 8, to place on record that we have evaluated candidates proposed to hereby unanimously endorse the candidates as follows. Number 1, endorse His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni as the national chairman of the National Resistance Movement Party. National Resistance Movement Party 6th general election. The conference receive and approve the nomination of Alhaji Moses Chigongo as the first national in Uganda, Kampala and Karamoja regions of Uganda. In the same spirit, it also received the results of the elections for the chairpersons of the special organs of the party as follows. The second national vice chairperson of the party, who was just elected a few hours ago, is none other than the Right Honorable Anita Annette Among. The national chairman would like to communicate.
Hello. It should be endorsed or elected. There were two. There was endorsement, but there was also election. So the introduction should be amended.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We shall amend. The categories of the leaders elected are the ones I've started reading, but the first two were those endorsed by the conference. So I was saying the conference received the results of the elections of persons to the positions of second national vice chairperson female, vice chairpersons representing Eastern Uganda, Central Uganda, Northern Uganda, Western Uganda, Kampala region, and Karamoja sub-region. In the same spirit, the conference received the results of the elections of persons who were elected as chairpersons of the various special organs of the party. The first is the second national vice chairperson female who was elected by this conference, and that is none other than the Right Honorable Anita Annette Among. The vice chairperson representing Eastern Uganda, elected by this conference, is none other than Mr. Echodo David Calvin. The vice chairperson representing Central Uganda, who was elected by this conference, is none other than Honorable Cheune Aruna Kasolo. The vice chairperson of the party elected by this conference representing Northern Uganda is none other than Honorable Amson Dennis Oboa. The vice chairperson for Western Uganda elected by this conference is none other than Mr. Asimwe Jonat. The vice chairman representing Karamoja, elected by this conference, is none other than Mr. Loki John Baptist. The vice chairperson representing Kampala, elected by this conference, is none other than Mr. Uhuru Salim Sad. Mr. Chairman and dear delegates, the conference equally received the results of the election of the special organs national chairpersons. And these leaders are the chairperson representing Historical Leaders Forum, elected by this conference, is none other than Colonel Retired Tom Butime. The chairperson elected to represent the persons with disabilities in this conference is none other than Mr. Mwanje Shafik. The chairperson representing the Women's League, elected by this conference, is none other than Ms. Kobusinje Adrian. The chairperson elected in this conference representing the youth is none other than Mr. Tanga Collins. There were reports which the national chairman has taken over, and he will make his communication in this conference and his ruling over that matter. In that election, the national chairman guided that legally, once an election results has been announced, it has to go through the legal challenges for it to be removed. So we follow legal process, and there is already a petition, and that will be handled through the petition. The chairperson elected to represent the Workers' League in this conference is none other than Mr. Arenaitwe Katambuka Rakajara. The national chairperson elected in this conference representing elders is none other than Honorable Businje Penina Kabingani. The chairperson Veterans League elected by this conference is none other than Mr. Mushabe Moses. Mr. Chairman and members, this is the resolution for the conference. The chairman under the party constitution has the mandate and prerogative to nominate 5 eminent people to attend the Central Executive Committee on behalf of the party. May I invite the newly elected SEC members to present themselves before the national chairman and the conference. We shall have a photo moment with the newly elected leaders.
Hello.
Hello.
Put my microphone on. Put my microphone on. Okay. Okay, young people. Okay, young people.
Can we listen to the national chairman, young people? Your matter is before the national chairman. He has communication for you. Nrm Oye, let us keep quiet and listen to the national chairman.
Okay, shut up now. Shut up.
Young people, can you keep quiet?
Shut up now.
Listen.
Okay, shut up now. Shut up. You can amend the resolution and report that the election of the youth delegate is contested and is now, it can be decided. So you wait for, you cannot do anything which is not legal. If I had the power to, and nobody has except the tribunal. So therefore, let's have an amendment to the resolution to say that the election of the youth is contested and is now before the tribunal. I think the lawyer, there is no problem with that. Lawyer,
Director Legal.
Is that correct legally? Yes, so my young people, your objection by the tribunal. Okay? The conference supports that. The conference supports that.
Thank you.
Yes, you have said no, but the majority have said yes. So the ayes have it. Those in favor say aye. The whole conference, those who support the resolution, stand up.
May those in favor.
The majority supports, so the resolution passes.
As we do that, the national chairman will commit. After this session, the organizing committee should move in front. Members from the party secretariat and electoral commission. Members from the party secretariat and electoral commission, you have to come in front. I need to introduce you. You have to come in front. I need to introduce you to this powerful conference. We thank you so much, Queen. I will get the details and mention we shall be burying. I will get the details and mention we shall be burying him in a few days' time. He came with some conditions. And unfortunately to be known by powerful people of the conference. the conference. Committee. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for working so hard. My right, and members of the organizing committee to my left. Organizing committee to my left.
Of the NRM, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, all members of NEC, of the National Conference. I congratulate all of you for the huge exercise. We have just meetings, as you heard the Secretary General saying, we found we had more than 20 million members of our party, and 18.5 million of them are voters. So this is a big resource which we should not play around with. Now, those people who make mistakes, who do things carelessly, are really interfering with the work. Because these 20 million members of the NRM want justice, want fairness, want the truth. They don't want lies, they don't want favoritism, they don't want corruption. That's why you hear those young people making noise. I will follow up their noise, but to do it legally. I cannot do things illegally. The Banyankole say, "Etakabagire tebanyama." You cannot see a cow walking and you say it is meat. You wait until it is slaughtered, that's when you call it meat. So if somebody is accused of corruption, you don't condemn him until he's accused, but not condemned, until he's condemned with facts. So all these cases, there are other cases which I had people complaining about, but they will be investigated, all of them, and action will be taken. So therefore, I want to appeal to all leaders. Stop, Banyankole called it oktokoza. Oktokoza is when you have got like a drink and something falls in the drink. That's oktokora, a pollution. Nobody should pollute our NRM with bad behavior. The use of money, corruption must be condemned. And we shall be educating everybody that this should stop. But in some cases, we may even take legal action and criminal action. So I'm very happy about the huge membership of, huge number of our members, more than 20 million, if you include some of the teenagers. But the voters, by May, were 18.5 million. So please, reject corruption like the young people are complaining. We shall handle their issue. Reject, that's part of the resistance. Thank you for being members of the resistance movement. The young people, by resisting what you think was wrong, you are becoming true members of the national resistance movement. But the question is, how do you do it? How do you do it? You must do it in the right way. That's why we hear that before we went to the bush, we warned the UPC many times. Because we didn't want to be blamed that why did you start fighting when there was a possibility of dialogue. We had to warn them publicly, UPC, if you do this, we are going to fight. They didn't believe it. And when we started the war, nobody could blame us because we had warned everybody. So it is good to resist, but you resist in what way? This is the first point. This is a very good chance for Uganda, when you have got such a powerful political organization. This is more than 80% of the voters of Uganda. They are all in the NRM. So please don't annoy them with the wrong actions. Don't annoy our members. Don't annoy our members. Don't annoy our members with injustice, with corruption. When you do that, you divide us. Therefore, all these cases of corruption, we shall investigate them. And we have already taken action. We have arrested some of the people who were involved. They are already arrested, quite a number of them. So this is number one. It's a very big achievement. It has never happened in the history of Uganda to have so many of our people united. The second point is what I told you yesterday. There are so many things to talk about. Even the leaders who get political problems, you find that the population are no longer listening to you and they vote against you. It is because you don't listen to the NRM message. What I said yesterday, the 7 words. Number one, peace, no war. But no war is assured by the army, by UPDF. That's why we have no war here. Anybody who tries to bring war here, we shall defeat him because we have got the capacity, which we have built over the last 50 years. The last 50 years, we have built that capacity. But there is crime, not war, but crime. You, the leaders, because you are all leaders, we, the leaders of the NRM, according to Todwong, we are 2.4 million. Can you imagine? 2.4 million leaders. If you start with the village leaders, you start with all we are 2.4 million. Very big number. So wherever you are, don't allow the police to sit on crime. Something bad happens, they do nothing. A thief is arrested for stealing pigs and so on, or PDM, and is given police bond. Say no. Tell them that stop this. We don't accept it. And you tell the LOC3, because the LOC3 are there. tell the MP so that the matter comes up to the center. So, peace, you have got a role to play by monitoring. The army is handling the war problems, but the crime should be handled by the police, and if the police are not doing it, you are the ones who are nearest to monitor them. So peace. Number 2, development. Donglobo, Apol, Enkurakurana, Entunguka. This one is mainly things which are collective. Infrastructure for economy, the roads and so on, and social infrastructure in the form of social infrastructure in the form of schools and health centers. Now, especially for the feeder roads and the health centers and the schools, you can monitor that so that they are kept in good condition. They are repaired. There's been some sluggishness in reconstructing some of the tarmac roads, like the road from Mitana to Fort Portal has lagged behind, but they are going to do it. There was a mistake in the delay. But for the Maram roads, we are sending 1.3 billion for each district. There's no reason why the rural Maram roads should not be maintained. When I was in Bunyangabu, the leader there started talking of making a new bridge across a swamp. Please, the money we are sending you, 1.3 billion, is not for making new roads or making bridges. It is for maintaining the existing ones in good condition. So please, especially the leader at the district level, monitor that. That is on the side of Enkurakurana, Donglobo, and Tunguka. But as I told you yesterday, you don't sleep on a tarmac road at night. You don't sleep in a hospital. You don't sleep in a school. Yes, they are there, they are good, but you stay in your own home. So what is happening in your home? That's why we tell you, please, understand the importance of, understand the importance of wealth, Obugaga, Lonyo, Obugaiga, Abar, in Atos and Akaramajong. Wealth is the one which is yours as an individual, as a family, as a company. There may be there are many tarmac roads in Kampala here. But the ghetto boys whom you hear, the ghetto children, who are very poor, are here in Kampala. Tarmac roads are here, pipe to water is here, electricity is here, but the ghettos are also here. The Bayai. So, those tarmac roads don't solve their problem. So that's why we are saying, please, please, you the leaders, understand the issue of wealth. Every home must have some wealth. The government is sending money in the PDM, 100 million per parish. In 5 years, it will be 500 million in each parish. And in the third year of the program, Those who got the first 1 million would pay back. So by the end of the 5 years, you will get another 300 million. Altogether, 800 million shillings in a parish. This is a beginning. But if you do it well, you can even add more money per parish. Instead of 100 million, you can say 200 million. And it will change people's lives. So your role as a leader is not to give the people money. The role as a leader is to make sure that the people who are supposed to get PDM get it. And they get the full amount. Nobody deducts anything from their money. And that they use it for that purpose. And later on, after 2 years, they bring it back. The disgruntlement, which sometimes you get in the country, is because the local elite leave out some people. There are people who are not very prominent, who are ignored. The screen here can show us the boy of Kanungu, Nyamirama. When I was doing the PDM, you can hear what he was saying. That boy.
Amazina ni banyita ayesigwa Kenesi njo muri sero ya Kazindiro Eastern Ward Nyamirama Kanungu District. Bwera kuna benyaho mucunguzi with president yatamu yatusinja ngo parish modo tubachi tweje saba district tubachi kwata watu lyaho iyo twataga maunenyi twaza kuchitunga kwa yenyuma itwenka abantu benyuma twatatungezo set akaija nadi zitazitunga hija zatazitunga konka parish modo kija kutuchungura watu ya turavocha amasomo gitu.
Now hear what that boy is saying in Nyankore Uchiga. He's saying itwa abantu benyuma, we people in the local language say from behind, meaning the not so prominent. Itwa abantu benyuma tukabatatunga programs za government. NADS came, abantu benyuma never got any benefit from NADS. So the danger you have in your areas is to work with the local elite, the local people, the local traders, the local Onyo, Abar, Obugaiga, Obugaga. Please make sure that all the homes in your area, in each parish, get involved in wealth creation, one by one. If there are those which are not yet touched, they will have hope because they will see the others. The fourth word I told you yesterday was jobs. I don't want to repeat what I said because I showed it to you here, where jobs come from. Then services. Obuereza, meaning what the people want from the government. I've told you about peace, no crime. They want that. But also drugs in the hospital. Those lack of drugs annoys people. Then the school fees. In the coming term of office, I want us to abolish school fees in the local elite. They are the ones who PTA, who sit in PTA, and they say, no, everybody must contribute. Everybody must. Yeah. One time, there was like a teacher there who was saying, no, the parents must also contribute. Parents must also contribute. Then I said, but is it because to pay these school fees? Why don't we have a two-staged program? Number one, with the PDM and other programs. Then, after 10 years, if they are able to pay for the children in private with the people, then the issue of the roads, I've talked about it. You need to handle that. Safe water. Our plan is to have like two sources. Even you as leaders, you try this, you will see. There will be no opposition. People will be so happy with you. I showed you the picture of Yamkama. I don't want to. They can bring back the Yamkama with those workers only, not the other thing. If you, that picture of Yamkama and the workers. Bunyoro has been divided between the Banyoro and the immigrants. But if you see the workforce of Yamkama, many of them are Bafumbira, Bachiga. They are very, very happy, very, very close together. You can see those young people who are working there. Most of those I talk to them, they are not Banyoro. They are what you call Abafuruchi. But because Yamkama has solved their problem, they are very much united. So therefore, I want to conclude. I don't want to. I gave you the booklet yesterday. I gave you the booklet yesterday. The only other point was the market of our products, which is what we are discussing with our African brothers in Kenya. If the internal market is not enough, who will buy what you are producing? That one is also in that document of yesterday. And then finally, the issue of the and as flag bearer for next year. Thank you very much. Rubanga Kony.
Excellency, and may we give our national chairman and the president a better round of applause. Asante sana. Thank you for keeping the district chairpersons. We shall need those forms back as quick as possible. We are prepared.
I handle it rationally, not emotionally. So this issue is simple, not emotionally. So this issue is simple. Facts will come, and it will be handled. You don't have to have blood pressure among yourselves over this. Because the mistake that happened here on earth, they didn't happen in heaven. We can trace back. They didn't happen in heaven. We can trace back and see what happened. Okay, with the National Conference support the amendment. The National Conference support the amendment. Support the amendment on the resolution.
Committee, please move a bit faster because we don't have much time. We need to move and close the session. Jacqueline Chatuaire, I got it right this time. I have Comrade Awich Paula. Thank you. We have IDs. If you don't have your national ID, please pass here. There are some IDs that were found. Your Excellency, I request that you take a group photo with the organizing committee, the team from the Secretariat, and the executive of the leagues that were elected. Few photos and then we move. Ms. Eunice Ogwang, your ID is here. Olanya Walter, your ID is here. Akampurira Kenneth, your ID is here. Okelo John Van Ochoko, your ID is here. Bogere Mohammed, your ID is here. Please pass and pick them. There is a lunch and there is also supper. If you still feel you are around Kampala, make sure you eat all the necessary food you need to be strong.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Daddy Adri, can you please come on stage as the President takes the photos?
Followed us since morning up to where we are.
I'm needed.
The National Resistance Movement. Elections and preparations of the party.
mukama abakuumire. Kale tweyanziza muzeeyi ate gw'ogamba otya muzeeyi National Delegates Conference eno gyogerako ki ewedde olunaku olwaleero oba ekomekerezeddwa olunaku olwaleero biki by'oyinza
Which language should I use?
Oh, you can use English if at all you want to use English.
Yes. Abantu bewaffe ebweyogerera ekito Kirinnya Bukasa conference eno ono Monday. Conference ebadde nnungi, ebadde successful, era tulabye movement tekyalina amaanyi, waliwo kitutiisatiisa, njagala mwena mbakowoole, tinabali mu opposition muveeyo, kubanga President waffe akyavuga akyatwala eggwanga lino mu maaso bulungi.
So buli kimu olabye nga kitambudde bulungi?
Buli kimu kyatambudde bulungi kubanga tubadde abantu bangi nnyo over 1,500 tutunule wali naye amazima gali nti twabadde bulungi era mulimu gwonna twakukoze bulungi era fulaga w'obwere waffe tumutadde mu ntebe kati amanya Mukiga Pastor George Wile.
Neyanziza atulaba bulungi weewaawo tukyagenda maaso n'okubanga tukutuusaako abamu ku abo be tuli nabo wano abasobodde okubanga beetaba mu National Delegates Conference eno. Nsanyusa okulaba amanya gaffe ne National Delegates Conference ekomekerezeddwa olunaku olwaleero. Biki by'oyinza okugyogerako bukyetandika paka weetuukidde wano ku nkomerero?
Bamutwatise Prosper chairman w'NRM Embalala. Nsanyuse nnyo okusinkana wano ba members wona leaders ba NRM wano mu Delegates Conference. Ate ne batuwulira ebiri omufo byabo nga NRM ina maanyi nanye kinzama maanyi nnyo.
So buli kimu kikutambulidde bulungi?
Tambudde bulungi nnyo. Tulonze n'abakulembeze baffe abasek kyekirungi nnyo.
Kale tweyanziza mukadde wange weewaawo atulaba omulungi abo be bamu ku abo abali wano abantu bakyali bangi wano tetugenda okubanga tuwayamu nabo tulabe nabo ki kye boogera ku National Delegates Conference eno ekomekerezeddwa olunaku olwaleero. Bwe tugyogerako mwattu balonze obukulembeze obw'oku ntikko era tuyinza okugamba nti obukulembeze buno obw'oku ntikko obulondeddwa bano be balowooleza oyinza okugamba nti ye think tank erowooleza ekibiina okusobola okulaba nga kitambula policies ebyo byonna okutwaliza wamu. So y'ensonga lwaki National Delegates Conference eno nkulu nnyo okutwaliza wamu. Nsanyusa okulaba mukama wange.
Kale ssebo.
Oli bulungi?
Tuli bulungi tusanyuse nnyo.
Amanya gaffe gwani?
Nze Wasike Stephen Mugeni Honorable. Nali MP.
Kituufu wali MP. National Delegates Conference eno oyinza gyogerako ki ekomekerezeddwa olunaku olwaleero?
Ebadde organized bulungi nnyo, ebadde nnungi nnyo, eraze ekifaananyi nga bwe kisaanidde okubeera, era tuli basanyufu nnyo the level of